Welcome to your camper. This will be your home while you're travelling. This tour will familiarise you with the camper so you know a bit more about it and where to find everything. It may seem like a lot to take in at first, but don't worry, you'll be a pro within a day. Let's take a look. This camper is an easy-to-drive automatic Toyota Hiace. The windscreen wipers are on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. On the right are the indicators and headlights. We don't recommend driving at dusk or nighttime, so be sure to arrive at your destination before then. It features a reversing camera which will show on the rear vision mirror when in reverse. Make sure someone is guiding you when reversing and parking. Chances are this camper is bigger than you're used to driving. There are some handy stickers on the windscreen to remind you of the camper height, length and maximum speed allowed when driving. On the lower right side of the steering wheel are the bonnet and fuel flap levers. In the glove box is the first aid kit. We hope you won't need it, but it is there just in case. If you do open it, you have purchased and can pay for it when you return to the branch. In the passenger side door pocket is a quick reference guide with some handy tips on operating this camper. If the camper is fitted with the THL Road Trip Dash, you can connect your smartphone to it via Bluetooth and access phone calls and music. This screen also features GPS navigation to help you travel around with ease. Moving outside, open the sliding door for the inlet to the freshwater tank. The hose is stored at the rear of the camper. We have filled the tank for you, ready to go. Next to it, in some campers, is the 12-volt house battery monitor. In other campers, this will be located behind the driver's seat. You will need to be plugged into 240-volt power to see the battery status. Below the door is the wastewater outlet. The hose to empty the tank is in the rear of the camper. Here is the LPG bottle compartment. This supplies gas to the interior stove. Make sure the gas bottle is turned off when it's not being used and before driving. We've filled the LPG bottle up for you and you'll need to refill it before returning, unless you have purchased the express return pack or pre-purchase gas option. Above the gas compartment is the power inlet to plug into 240-volt power at a campsite. This is needed to use the microwave and internal power points. Plugging into power will charge the 12-volt house battery. Inside the rear doors is the 15-amp power cord, freshwater hose, wastewater hose, and other general equipment you may need during your trip. In New Zealand, the porta potty is also stored here. Around on the passenger side in Australia, there is an awning track fitted above the windows. If you have hired an awning, this is where it will go. The fuel inlet is beside the passenger door. Most campers take diesel fuel, but a few Australian campers take unleaded petrol instead. Please check the sticker on the fuel door to be sure which version you have. Do not put E10 fuel in the camper. We filled up the tank for you and you'll need to refill it before returning, unless you have purchased the express return pack or pre-purchase fuel option. Opening the sliding door on the passenger side provides access to the jack for changing a tyre. If you need it, the spare tyre is under the rear of the camper. The kitchen area includes a microwave, fridge, gas stove and sink with cold running water. In the drawers are the plates, cups, bowls and coffee mugs, along with pots, pans and other kitchen equipment. The cutlery and utensil drawer is above the fridge. Make sure the drawers and cupboards are locked before driving. In the taller cupboard are the electrical appliances. To use these, as well as the microwave, you must be plugged into 240-volt power. The red 12-volt isolation switch needs to be on at all times to use the 12-volt house battery appliances such as fridge, house lights, water pump and house USB ports. At the end of the bench is the 12-volt control panel. Turn these switches on only when you need them. If you have a fridge switch, leave that on at all times. The house battery is separate to the camper engine battery. So if the house battery is getting low, don't worry, the camper will still be able to start. In some campers, the house USB ports are located here. In others, they are located in the benches at the rear of the camper. Since they are powered by the 12-volt house battery, they will work when you are not plugged into 240-volt mains power. The living area is where the other two passengers sit while driving. Seatbelts must be worn at all times. If there are passengers sitting here, the sideboards need to be folded up. This is also where a child seat or booster seat can be fitted. When parked up, set up the rear dining table. At night, this area converts to a double bed. The second bed is situated in the loft above the driver's cab. Access this bed using the step provided at the end of the bench. There are curtains all the way around for your privacy. To finish, we'd like to share some helpful tips for your trip. We recommend you plug into 240-volt power on your first night and then every 2 or so days for the house battery to fully charge. The speed of the 12-volt battery drainage will depend on the climate and how often it is used. A full charge takes between 14 to 16 hours and needs to be done at a campground. The 12-volt control panel features a red light that should illuminate when the waste tank level is full. This gauge doesn't always give an accurate read of how full the tank is. Top up the fresh water and empty the wastewater every 1 to 2 days. Empty the porta potty if in New Zealand as needed. The wastewater tank and porta potty must be emptied at an authorised dump station. If you are staying in a holiday park, you will have access to one there. Otherwise, use the THL Road Trip app to search for the closest one. Top up and empty at every opportunity and you won't have to worry about a thing. Lastly, always remember, have your keys with you when you are outside the camper, as the rear doors lock upon closing. We want to make sure you're completely comfortable before you leave the branch. Please don't be shy in asking your branch host any questions and let them know if anything doesn't seem right with your camper. Once on the road, remember that there's a bunch of helpful videos on your THL Road Trip app, and if stuck, you can call our on-road care team 24/7. On behalf of all the crew at THL, have an incredible adventure.